So, do you want to learn how to do that? Thought you might. So, let me just quickly clarify, I didn't make this build. A popular YouTuber named Zemo did. And he's also done many great things, like speedrunning Ghosts of the Deep in under 10 minutes. And he used this build in the opening encounter. So let's just talk about it, shall we? So, this build originally focuses on the exotic Winter's Guile, in which its exotic perk states, eliminating enemies with melee attacks increases your melee damage. Now this increases it to a whopping 275%. Granted, you do need 5 stacks to do that, but you can get that with A, uncharged melees, or B, your melee ability, which is what this build does best. So this build focuses on the melee incinerators now. This is because it has a large coverage and because it does a ton of Scorch, which lets you get a ton of ignitions for high damage and high ad clear. That's how you saw the 135k at the beginning of the video. But to bump up those Scorch stacks and cause more ignitions, we're going to be using the solar fragment called Ember of Ashes, which allows us to apply more Scorch stacks to targets. And to feed into the theme of scorching, we're going to be adding the other solar fragment, Ember of Searing, which allows defeated scorched targets to grant us melee energy and create a fire sprite. Now, melee energy? That's what we need here, and fire sprites, we'll make use of them later. But for now, I think we should add something that'd give us a little bit extra melee energy. Look at Heat Rises. It allows us to consume our grenade to activate Heat Rises, which basically lets us have infinite glide, and if you're using Icarus Dash, it allows you to Icarus Dash twice. But here, we're looking at the final blows while airborne increase the duration of Heat Rises and grants melee energy. As shown here. For your second aspect, it's really your choice. If you want mobility and a bit of healing on multi-kills, go Icarus Dash, but if you want to buff up your grenade, go Touch of Flame. And speaking of your grenade, I suggest using Healing Grenade, so you can get a little bit extra healing if you ever need it. As for your class ability, I suggest Phoenix Dive. This is because if you activate your Heat Rises and then use Phoenix Dive, it grants you Restoration ×2, and then when you land, it scorches targets around you. This is good because you can activate your Restoration ×2 and then immediately get a melee kill after jumping in the air again, starting an infinite Restoration 2 loop, and it's amazing. But the only way you can get an infinite Restoration 2 loop is with Ember of Empyrean, which lets your solo weapon or ability final blows extend the duration of Restoration and Radiant. We aren't using Radiant, but we are using Restoration. So, if you activate it, and then you use your melee, and get a kill, it'll extend the duration. And the last fragment I suggest is Ember of Solus, which allows Radiant and Restoration effects applied to you to have increased duration. This just lets you activate the infinite Restoration loop slightly easier, because you start off with extra timer. And now onto the mods. For the helmet, I suggest a hands-on mod, a heavy ammo finder, and a harmonic siphon. For the gauntlets, I suggest a heavy-handed and 2 melee kickstarts, so you can make orbs and get your melee back very fast after using it. On your chest piece, I suggest 2 reserves of whatever element you need, and a charged up mod, so you can carry an extra armor charge and get your melee back even faster. On the legs, I suggest a innovation and invigoration, so on orb pickup you get grenade energy and melee energy, and I also suggest an elemental charge mod, so picking up fire sprites has a chance to give you an armor charge. And on your bond, I suggest double outreach and a powerful attraction, so you can get melee back faster on Phoenix Dive and pick up any orbs nearby on Phoenix Dive as well. And that's it for the build. I hope you use it and enjoy it, and I also hope you check out Zemo's video for the speedrun, which is linked in the description below. Thank you again, and I'll see you next time.